What's up guys, Perry from Rockville here, and today I'm going to teach you how to set up your RPG10BT V2 10-inch powered PA speakers. These are perfect for any live performances, band rehearsals, DJ setups, houses of worship, karaoke, and much more. So along with the speaker itself, you'll get a power cable and a wireless remote control. Now the cool thing about these RPG speakers is that they can be mounted in different positions depending on what you use them for. The curved sides make them perfect to use as monitor wedges to place on any floor or stage. The rubber feet on the bottom of the speaker allow you to stand it onto any table or surface. And there's also a 35mm pulse socket on the bottom of the speaker so we can mount it onto a stand. So let me show you how to do that right now. So over here I have my standard 35mm speaker stand that I'm going to use to mount my speaker. So first I'm going to want to loosen this locking knob here so I can slide it onto the stand itself. Next I'm just going to want to line up the socket on the bottom of the speaker to the pole of the stand. Then we'll just tighten up the locking knob to lock it in place. So now that we've got it set up the way we want it, we can now set up power. To do that, we'll take the included power cable, take the female end and plug that into the back of your speaker, then take the other end and plug that into a power outlet. Now the speaker allows us to set the voltage to either 110 or 220 if we live in a country that uses 220 volts. However, since we're based here in the US, we'll just leave it at 110 volts. After that, we can flip on the power switch to turn on the speaker. Now the speaker comes with both an XLR and 1/4-inch microphone input to connect a microphone. So for this demo, I'm going to use my XLR cable and my microphone. Now before making any connections, we'll want to be sure to start with the main volume and the mic level knob turned all the way down to avoid any unwanted noise or feedback. So we'll take the female end of our XLR cable and plug that into our microphone. Then we'll take the other end and plug that into the microphone XLR input on the back of the speaker. So then we can raise our mic level knob. Then we can raise our master volume knob here. So now if I turn on my microphone, you should be able to hear my voice coming out of the speaker. Now again, we can connect a microphone to the speaker by using the 1/4-inch microphone input here. For that setup, we would just need an XLR to 1/4-inch cable. Now I can really dial in the sound of my voice using the 2-band EQ on the bottom here. The treble knob will affect all of my high-end frequencies coming out of the speaker. So for example, if I raise the treble knob on the speaker, you'll notice my voice come out with a little more high end. And then if I lower that treble knob, you'll notice the high end being taken away. Same thing with the bass knob. If I raise it, you'll notice more low end coming out of the speaker. And if I lower the bass knob all the way down, just for example, you'll notice no low end coming out at all. Now keep in mind when you're using the 2-band EQ that you won't just affect the sound of your voice while using a microphone, but you'll also affect the sound of anything else coming through the speaker like music. Now we can even connect anything with a line level output like a keyboard or even another speaker by using the line-in XLR input here. And I can also use the line-in RCA inputs here to connect anything like an RCA to aux cable or a record player. We can adjust the volume of those signals by using the line level knob here. There's also a 1/4-inch line output that we can use to send the signal from the first speaker out to another one. For that setup, we would just want to use a 1/4-inch to XLR cable and plug the XLR end into the XLR line input on your next speaker. And we can adjust any line signals coming in or out by using the line level knob here. Now another really cool feature on these speakers is the TWS or True Wireless Stereo mode that we can use to connect to another RPG-BT speaker wirelessly. So let me grab another speaker right now and show you how that works. So now that I've got my other speaker set up, I'm going to want to put both speakers into Bluetooth mode by using the mode button under the display. Now on one of the speakers, we'll want to hold down this TWS button for about 3 seconds. Now you'll know the TWS connection has worked when you hear that beeping sound and when one speaker says left and the other speaker says right. Now since we're already in Bluetooth mode, we can pair our smartphone or device if we go into the Bluetooth settings on our phone and select the device that says Rockville. You'll know your smartphone or tablet is connected to the speaker when you hear that beep. Now you'll want to make sure to have your master volume as well as the MP3 volume knob raised so you hear your Bluetooth device coming from the speakers. So let's hear how they sound. Woo! Nice, you get the nice stereo image through the TWS setup. Really nice, well-balanced sound. Really cool. Now on top top of the Bluetooth mode, we can also connect a USB or SD card and play music from those sources. Again, you'll want to be sure to have the MP3 volume knobs raised so you can hear the music coming from those sources. Now we even have the option to connect a passive mixer to the speakers for an even bigger setup. So let me show you how to do that next. So here I have my passive mixer that I'm going to connect to my two speakers. Now because these are powered speakers, it's important that we use a passive mixer for this setup. Otherwise, we risk ruining our equipment. Again, before making any connections, we'll want to be sure to start with the master volumes and the line level volumes all the way down to avoid any unwanted noise or feedback. Now, to connect my speakers to my mixer, I'm going to need two XLR cables. I'm going to take the female ends of those cables and plug them into the main output on our mixer. Then I'm going to take the other ends and plug them into the XLR line input on our speakers. Now, to test out this setup, I'm going to connect a microphone into my mixer. So we'll plug our mic into channel 1 on our mixer. Then we'll raise the gain and volume knobs on our channel. Now to hear anything coming through the mixer out of the speakers, we'll raise the main left and right faders. So then I'm gonna wanna raise the main volume and line level knobs on our speakers. So now if I turn on my microphone, you should be able to hear my voice coming out of both speakers. Now this is a perfect setup for band rehearsals and live performances since we can connect microphones or instruments into the mixer while using both speakers. Now an important thing to note is this clip light here on the back of the speaker. Basically, this will light up when the speaker has reached its peak volume and the sound comes out super loud or distorted. So when this light comes on, you'll want to check your volume knobs to control the peaking. And finally, we can control many of these features by using the included wireless remote control. So I hope this showed you guys how easy it is to set up your RPG10BT V2 10-inch powered PA speakers. But of course, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to reach out to our customer support team through phone or email. As always, guys, I'm Perry from Rockville, and I'll see you next time.